Hello and welcome to our podcast. Today we will talk about what love is and how it relates to the symposium and take a look at the opinions of people at the symposium. I'm Preston.
I'm Sean.
My name's Jackson.
And I'm Ryan.
And our first topic is common love versus heavenly love. Sean, would you like to take it away?
Yeah, I'd love to. Pausanias describes love as having two forms. Common love being something of lust and desire, while heavenly love is something between two people that promotes education through wisdom and virtue. This love is more endearing and based on shared pursuit of wisdom and spiritual growth. Jackson, would you like to continue with that?
Yeah, common love can be limited and simple because it is mostly based on physical attraction. On the other hand, heavenly love changes love into something more lasting, where a person's character, intelligence, and spirit are valued more than their looks.
And I feel like by focusing on the fact that true love needs a deeper connection based on shared values and kind of like the personal development rather than just the chemistry or attraction alone, this kind of destroys the modern romantic beliefs that we see today.
Yeah, so our next point is the distinction between physical and spiritual love. So does love start with physical attraction and grow into something deeper, or is it primarily a spiritual connection? How does Pausanias' distinction challenge the modern view of love as primarily romantic or physical? What do you think, Sean?
Well, I believe the physical attraction has the ability to develop into heavenly love, which is based on relationships that is spiritual, intellectual, and emotional. In this way, if both partners are prepared to establish and grow a connection that goes beyond the physical, love can begin with physical attraction and develop into something more meaningful. Love can be viewed quickly, with a deeper relationship replacing an initial one if both parties are interested in learning more about one another. Jackson, would you like to take us to our next point?
Yeah, so our next topic is love as the search for completeness. Is love about finding a missing piece of ourselves, or is it about mutual growth and transformation with another person? How does Aristophanes' view differ from the more modern idea of love being about personal development and growth together?
Well, according to Aristophanes, we were once whole complete beings with 4 arms, 4 legs, and 2 faces. But however, the gods became envy of our unity and divided us in half, and finding that our other half is our life mission, and love is the desire. Love is a profound fundamental urge to find our other half.
Yeah, the person who completes us is, rather than just being attracted to them or desiring someone else, we want to fall in love. We want that part for ourselves. And that was lost in the initial breakup, which is more than just a physical or emotional connection. Sean, would you like to take us to our next point?
Yeah, our next point is love as the pursuit of beauty and wisdom. So Socrates elevates love to something beyond personal attraction. Can love be understood as a pursuit of wisdom and beauty rather than just a feeling between two people? How can we cultivate a more transcendent intellectual love in our lives?
Yeah, so love grows deeper as it goes beyond the first physical attraction and focuses more on a person's inner features such as their values, character, intelligence, and shared experiences. This change makes it possible for love to develop into a deeper tie based on respect, growth, and the search of greater values. Love becomes a journey of discovery and change when both people support one another in becoming their best selves, rather than being motivated by brief emotions or looks.
And I also feel like this type of love, which is based on kind of like shared wisdom and beauty and emotional growth, as well as emotions, that it encourages a deeper understanding of one another, that in the end it shows that true love is more about kind of the two individuals helping each other and achieving their goals, and not just about how they feel towards each other.
Yeah, so this brings us to our next point, the limitations of human understanding of love. So if Socrates doesn't claim to have all the answers about love, does this suggest that love is inherently unknowable or that it's a lifelong pursuit to understand? Can we ever fully comprehend what love is, or is it always a mystery? What do you think, Sean?
Well, according to Socrates and his perspective on love as expressed in the Symposium, love cannot be completely understood or known in one moment. Instead, it is an ongoing process of learning that lasts a lifetime. Given that Socrates makes no claims to know everything about there is to know about love, it may be assumed that love is a different concept to define. Instead, it can be a mystery that we only slowly solve as we learn in more depth. Jackson?
Yeah, that takes us to our next topic, which is love as an evolving journey. Can we see love as a journey or progression in our lives? How can our understanding of love evolve from simple attraction to something that connects us to a deeper ideals?
I feel like we can definitely view love as a path or growth in our lives. That love may first begin as a basic desire inspired by an emotional or a physical chemistry you might have. But as we develop and age, our view of love frequently changes to something deeper and more significant, and it stops being focused on physical attraction and instead it emphasizes respect for one another, common goals, and mental or moral growth.
Yeah, so love can eventually develop into a bond that pushes and encourages us, leading us to become a more self-aware, wise, and understanding. But change shows how love has evolved from a feeling to a life-changing experience that links us to values such as virtue, wisdom, and personal development. Sean, you want to talk about our next topic?
Yeah, so the next topic that we have is philosophical view on love versus the modern view. So how does Plato's philosophical views of love challenge or complement our modern understanding of romantic love? Is it possible to reconcile the intellectual and spiritual aspects of love with our emotional and physical experiences? What do you think, Jackson?
Today, romantic love and physical attractive relationship between two people is sometimes praised as romantic love. Modern media, which often emphasizes the quick pleasure of emotional and physical connection, often reflects this.
And I also feel like this path begins with more of a physical attraction, but it ideally develops to like a higher, more lasting type of love. And that's kind of the love that values virtue and intelligence and the inner soul as a result of Plato's theories that support a longer, more contemplative approach to love.
Yeah, so let's brings us to our next topic. What is love in the end? So after hearing these various views of love, how would you answer the question, what is love? Is it something that can have multiple definitions, or can we define it in one way? Can love truly be understood, or is it an ongoing mystery? Sean, you want to...
Yeah, well, I
away.
believe the definition of love can be defined in many ways. It's not a one-size-fits-all experience. Relationships between spouses, family members, and friends, and even ideas or interests can all exhibit it. The romantic love you enjoy with a spouse or the unconditional love a parent has for his kid is significantly different from the kind of love you feel for a close friend. What do you think about that, Jackson?
Well, philosophers such as Plato and Socrates examine love from a philosophical standpoint as a search for virtue, wisdom, and even beauty, rather than simply as an emotion. Another thing that changes throughout time is love. It isn't fixed. The love you experience at the beginning of a relationship might not be the same as the love you experience years later.
And to start our conclusion, in this symposium, love is viewed as something far more complex than a simple feeling. According to Pausanias, there are two kinds of love: heavenly love, which is about growth and wisdom shared by all, and commonly love, which is focused on the physical attractiveness. Heavenly love is more profound and emphasizes both emotional and mental ties.
Yeah, it's about creating something lasting, not simply about chemistry. Socrates goes one step further and suggests that love is actually about seeking beauty and knowledge, while Aristophanes adds that love is a search for our other half.
Today we consider love to be an emotional or physical, but Plato's ideas go against this. Promoting a love that develops over time and is based on virtues and a stronger connection. In the end, love is complex and confusing concept that changes with time. I think it's more of a journey that changes us as we go along.
Yeah, so that concludes our podcast about the symposium, and I hope that was really insightful. Thank you.